Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be talking about the floor for Donald Trump's support in the 2024 election, or more I should say, the ceiling, because as it is demonstrated in this new popular vote poll, nationwide of course, from Morning Consult, which is a C-rated pollster but a huge sample size of more than 11,000 respondents, Kamala Harris has a huge lead nationwide of 6%. This would produce a hefty victory in the Electoral College for her, a very easy victory there, way over 270 electoral votes, over 300 in fact. So this really does demonstrate something bigger, even if, you're not going to count Morning Consult as, trusting them, basing your electoral map off this. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Morning Consult is a C-rated pollster, and even though this sample size is huge, that doesn't always necessarily mean that it will be more accurate if it's not such a good pollster. However, the 6-point lead, 51 to 45, these margins, this is what we will be talking about in today's video. Not that Harris is expanding her lead from their last poll, which was Harris +5, now to +6. No, we're going to be talking about specifically this 45% number, because it really does demonstrate how Donald Trump has a ceiling of support nationwide where he cannot gain any more support, or if he does, it's extremely marginal. When you look at all of these polls, when you look at all of them, in every single one, I'm pretty sure, in every poll they have the option of undecided. Of course, they're not going to force a respondent to, make a decision, Trump or Harris. They are going to ask them Trump, Harris, or undecided, or of course, third-party candidates. So as you see in a poll like this, 45 to 51, so that's 96% total. So 4% are currently undecided, and it really does appear to me, when you look at election after election, 2020, 2016, and the polling that we have so far from this 2024 race, it does indicate that Donald Trump's support is stuck at a ceiling of somewhere around 46%. 45 to 47% appears to be his ceiling of support heading into the Electoral College. So when you keep in mind this number of undecided voters, that's 4% of the electorate here, that is huge in presidential elections, that's extremely significant, then it really does appear, considering Donald Trump's ceiling of support in previous elections, and that he's already at 45 in a poll like this, that last 4% would break decisively for Kamala Harris, giving her victory in the Electoral College, obviously, but not only that, a huge victory in the Electoral College. A 10-point victory, if we're looking at Harris getting that other 4%, making it 55 to 45. Now, of course, that wouldn't happen for a variety of reasons that I'll get to, but if she is winning by a 10-point victory in the popular vote, that would result in, of course, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, all likely states. Remember, these all went to Biden in 2020, so she's winning them by minimum 10 points, right? They're near safe states. It's hard to imagine Michigan going to Kamala Harris by 12 points, but for the purpose of this video, that is what we're talking about. And then you'd have, this is just for the purpose, to emphasize what this would look like if the nation has at all trended towards the left. But then you have some more red states. You've got a state like North Carolina. That voted for Trump by 1.3. That would also become likely Democratic. That's a flip. Of course, Florida would go to Kamala Harris by a likely margin if she's making it 10 points more Democratic. Texas would become a lean Democratic state. And then you'd have Ohio. You'd have Iowa. You'd have those go for Kamala Harris. And obviously, none of this is going to happen, right? South Carolina would be a lean margin. And obviously, this is not going to happen, right? Because Kamala Harris isn't trending the nation 10 points towards the left. That's absolutely absurd to say. But you can just see here, and I'm not even saying that she's winning the popular vote by 6 points right now. But you can just see there how Kamala Harris winning by more than what Joe Biden won by in 2020 would be monumental, not only for this election, but for, elections down the road, because you do have a variety of states in this, current state of American politics that are so partisan, so incredibly close every single time in these past few elections, 2016, 2020, like North Carolina, Georgia, Wisconsin, Florida, Arizona, Wisconsin, etc., where if Harris is even able to, outperform Joe Biden's 2020 popular vote margin by just a point, then it would really have major consequences, even down ballot, right? Even in the Senate races down ballot. That helps, even in the gubernatorial. And the House races are also important down ballot as well. So getting back to the core topic of this video, the point is, you've got Donald Trump, who in 2016, what percentage of the vote did he get? He got 46.1%. Now, there was a higher number of third-party voters in this election. You might notice that neither Hillary or Trump got to over 50%, and that's expected when you had, 4 or 5% of the total vote going to third parties. But look at that number, 46.1%. Now, in 2020, what did he win? 46.8%. And yes, that is expected without the significance of third-party candidates, or as prominent of a significant third-party candidate in the 2020 election. Donald Trump did do slightly better even in terms of percentage. He climbed 0.7%. So heading into 2024, what is it looking like? Again, you had 46.1 in 2016, 46.8 in 2020. What is he at right now? His lowest ever, 45.9%. Now, this is expected, of course, not because there are prominent third-party candidates, but this time because this is polling. And this includes undecided voters, as what I was talking about before. This amounts to, 80, 90, probably around 94%. So you've got on average 6% of the electorate in the polling, saying that they are undecided. But again, when you look at 2016 was Donald Trump's height. I don't think it is possible, in the realm of possibility, that Donald Trump does as well as he did in 2016. So that being said, 46.1%, not too strong of a showing. If this, yes, they had third-party candidates, but still, not too strong of a showing if this was his best performance of the 3 years, 16, 20, and 24, in my opinion. We'll see, but that is my opinion, my strong opinion, and now he's doing worse. It appears that Donald Trump, he is, by far the most decisive politician in this country, maybe the most decisive man, divisive, sorry, I said decisive the first time, the most divisive man in America. That's, I don't even think, up for debate, to be completely honest. Politics or pop culture, whatever, no one divides, Americans, neighbors and everything, states, towns, more than Donald Trump does. I think I was at that. Never mind. But anyway, getting back to the point, Donald Trump, it makes sense that Donald Trump has a floor, and you might be wondering, why are we not talking about this for any other politician in this country? Why aren't we talking about Kamala Harris's floor? Or why didn't we when we were, ceiling, not floor, but ceiling. Why weren't we talking about Joe Biden's ceiling when he was in the race? And that is because they are not like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a unique figure in American politics where, going back to the divisive thing, you love him or you hate him. Jeez. Can't speak today. You've heard that a million times about Donald Trump, right? You hate him or you love him. And that is absolutely true when you look at the numbers. When you look at the numbers, he has this ceiling where, yep, these are the people who love him. And I really think that all of these undecided voters, these quote-unquote undecided voters, who aren't quite on board with Harris, they're thinking about it, but by Election Day, when they get into the ballot box, these undecided voters, I don't see voting for Trump. Because, it's one thing when you're, thinking about beforehand who to vote for. You think about Trump's term. It's a wide, common perception that Donald Trump's term, when it comes to the economy and the state of the world, of foreign policy, everything was better under Donald Trump than it is to Joe Biden. So, right now they're undecided. But when it actually comes to election day and you're in the voter booth thingy about to cast your ballot, I believe that these people, if they were going to vote for Trump, then they already would have said it in the polls. I think that they would break heavily for Kamala Harris because they can't stomach voting for Donald Trump anymore. And that was the case, I believe, in 2020 for a large part. So that would mean that when you've got numbers like this and the election appears right now to be extremely close, it would mean that in the end, it wouldn't be that close. If the 6% total undecideds are breaking heavily towards Harris, let's even say a 2-to-1 margin. 6%, 4% of them go to Harris, 2% of them go to Trump. That, I believe, is being generous to Trump. That means that Harris is gaining 2 points on Trump. That would produce a 4.6% victory in the popular vote. That would be exactly matching Joe Biden's 2020 margin in the nationwide popular vote, of course, resulting in an electoral college victory. So this could be close, and I think it will be. However, it is in the realm of possibility that Kamala Harris still does outperform Joe Biden from 2020. We will see how accurate the polls really are. So thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe down below. Drop ideas in the comments. Let me know what you think about this topic. That is extremely helpful. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.